Welcome back to more Chrono Trigger. Last time, we reached the end of the Black Omen, and this time, it's Lavos. As suggested before, have Chrono in the party. There's a free party switch between every phase of this fight, so bring in whoever you want. No more items left to be charmed, so no need to bring in Ayla into every boss fight. Just go in with whatever you think is going to work best. Chrono happens to be the weakness of a lot of the bosses in this rush, so use him. The Dragon Tank, if you remember, has resistance to lightning and fire on the main head. That's the head restoring the body. And we can take everything out with one regular attack. Let's be real here. It's not any need to get in any sort of tizzy about. That's what constituted as max HP of a boss all those years ago. My, how inflation is cruel. The Guardian has 2 bits, one on either side. They can ricochet their attacks off the main body to get stronger. And it's just generally more annoying to fight whenever you have to deal with both of them. You take them out, and while it's busy regenerating them, shoot the head. Hecaran has near-perfect physical resistance, very weak to magic. The Antipode Bomb is your friend and is about the best tech you could hope for in this fight. It attacks strictly with water magic. Only other thing about it is the counter-attacking stance. Go ahead, try to attack. It's one of the few times Lavos can ever be witnessed talking. That looks so cool, hitting it with the Antipode Bomb and just seeing it glow all those colors. Zombor. Top half absorbs fire and lightning, bottom half absorbs water and shadow. As such, Chrono, you attack the bottom half, and we'll use the Antipode Bomb on... No. And we'll have the others attack the top. Ice Sword actually seems like a pretty good bet for the top. And Luca, you can just go for fire on the bottom. It has an MP buster and can also attack using light. Masa and Mune. Has a lot of HP. Was the first truly difficult fight that we came across. And it has a stance where it stores up power. The secret sauce to dealing with that is Chrono's Wind Slash, being able to disrupt its wind. This is the last tech other than the white gemstone we have not seen. It's an alternate version of Delta Storm that uses Frog's water instead of Marl's ice. It's the same attack, still shadow magic, still hits for a mountain. Now you know that the metric measurement of a mountain is 2,500 of whatever that is. We'll do it again, too. Besides that, Masa and Mune are pretty weak physical attackers for our standards now. I can't imagine what it was like seeing this back in 95. Just the concept of a 3D object rotating inside of another transparent 3D object also rotating. They must have thought this was just the best... They must have thought graphics just wouldn't get better than this. Nizbel the First. Right away, use lightning to lower defense, and then pound on him. Speaking of pound, that was perfectly timed with what I was saying. If you could make a habit of removing your own head, Lavos, that would make everyone's lives so much easier. Defense lowered by electric shock seems like a perfect opportunity for drop down. Eventually he reaches a counterattack stance, in which case he can be devastating if you beat up on him too much and he gets to unleash the energy, but aside from that, should go down pretty easy. This fight is actually the worst if both Chrono and Magus died. Magus. First you ruin his life, then you inadvertently mock him in so many ways by just existing, and now you're pretending to be him. You think this is funny? Whatever magic he just used is the only magic that will hurt him. The Masa Mune is a particular weakness, lowering magic defense. Hellgeyser Sap. We'll just take away HP from the party. I'll open with a Dark Bomb, just to see what that does. By carrying Magus in the party, we can have any magical resistance that he can dish out. Barrier change, fire. Okay, so now that we got what he is weak to revealed, we can just start going for it. So Froggle regular attack to lower magic defense. Magus follows up with fire. It's funny how opposites, whenever they work together, can usually be pretty strong. Fire 2. Barrier change to reveal ice. Lavos begins casting a spell. This is dark matter. Once that starts, he is vulnerable. Use that to your advantage and attack with all you have, taking out the 6,666 HP. Been waiting for an opportunity to use Luminaire in context that makes sense. I have the golden stud on and everything. I wore my best stuff for this. Cleave him out. As is so commonly the case, we'll do it again. Black Tyranno and Zeal. Zeal can use Psychokinesis to smack you into stuff, being a physical attacker, and can also make one target fall asleep. She's the weaker of the two, and thus the first target. If I were her, I'd be pretty offended that Lavos thinks that in any way resembles me. The Black Tyranno attacks using fire, and eventually you'll start charging. Counterattacks are the best thing to have by your side, as that means that you'll be able to counterattack almost every time that it roars. The boulder is yet another physical attack out of Zeal. Once she goes down, she inflicts sap on everyone. That was a ripoff. Just 9 damage. You rotten kids, as she goes down. And then, of course, after Zeal goes down, the Black Tyranno starts charging up, roaring as it counts down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Its defenses are greatly lowered, and it'll do fire on the entire party if it gets the chance, but it shouldn't. Every time it roars, that's a chance to trigger counterattacks, and that's exactly what you want. Have counter equipment on as many party members as possible. Even if it gets the chance, Ruby equipment shuts it down, and thanks to Ayla and her people, we've got plenty. Giga Gaia. Consists of 2 hands and a head, or 2 mutant babies and a head. Close enough. It was the best he could do. The 2 hands can attack together to do dual attacks, inflicting light, shadow, or fire damage, as they are doing right now. The right hand heals the head and uses water, whereas the left hand is strictly an attacker. The head on its own doesn't do anything besides resurrect the hands, but of course, without a nervous system, what is a hand? And unlike the original, they are all perfectly aligned to be hit with the Falcon Strike all at once. A detail I glossed over before is that the hands have 2,000 HP at the start of the fight and only 1,000 each time they are resurrected, making it much easier once the fight's under your control. I find it kind of funny that Lavos is not as good at imitating this monster as all the others, because I like using the Falcon Strike anyway, even when it just destroys the hands. It's my favorite way to deal with the Giga Gaia anyway, and yet it's more effective here. We'll pound on that head now that it's by itself so it can't get the chance. Lavos! First off, you saw what it was capable of back in the Ocean Palace. Don't take any chances, heal up after selecting the right party. It kinda hurts to say given what the Green Dream stands for, but auto-revives are no good here. Destruction rains down from the heavens. There it is. Does a pretty hefty amount of damage, though not as strong as before. He was at his strongest in the Ocean Palace, presumably out of not taking too kindly to being woken up. We'll just do some strong attacks. Chrono gets turned twice as often, so he might as well attack here. And we'll go for a Megaton Bomb as well. After all this cloning and imitation, feels good to finally fight the real thing. And since it's going to be all 3 of our turns here in a second, we can attack one more time for good measure before it comes around to Luca's turn, because Chrono's just getting his turn so ungodly fast. And countering as well. Ring of Fire! There's the Lavos Needle attack that we have come to hate so much. Oh, we can't do it. It's actually proximity-based. Okay. If that's the case, then how about a double bomb? Or that can be proximity-based as well. Okay, this just isn't seeming to want to work out. Well, I gotta feel cool about something, so how about Luminaire? Oh, that sounds epic with this quiet background music. That was the perfect time to use it. Another way it's weaker than the Ocean Palace is not having nearly as much HP. Mission accomplished. I wish it were over, but I get the feeling it's not. I guess we don't have a choice. We're okay, right? According to my sensors, we are close to the core. I love what he's done with the place. There is a save point. Definitely using that. And there is a gate that leads back to the end of time. The first part of the Lavos fight only has to be fought once, no matter which method is chosen. If you want to leave and get stronger, the reason that I suggested doing the Black Omen in 1000 AD is because it has not been taken care of yet in the Middle Ages or in Antiquity. You are free to clear the Black Omen 2 more times and get all the charmables, though none of the chests or panels again. I won't be doing that right now, as I find it kind of unrealistic, so let's switch around the party. A few notes before our finest hour. Panaceas. No matter what your equipment spread is, have some of these. Thanks to Magus' quest, they are only 8G a pop. There's no reason at all to not hop through the gate and go grab some right now. Speaking of the gate, the end of time is on the other end of it and has a full heal if you don't have any shelters. Next up, the party. I made sure that in Phase 1 of Lavos, we saw all 7 party members fight at least one time, and I tried to give them all time in the Black Omen. I also made sure that the 3 who needed to fight Queen Zeal the most were in that fight. All of us have a good reason to fight, and I love every single one of these characters. I want you to know it was a hard decision. Harder than hard, because I love every one of these characters, both in just who they are and how fun they are to use. What I decided on in the end is the beginning. It's going to be the original trio of Chrono, Marl, and Luca. Chrono has powerful physical damage, Marl's got powerful healing, and Luca has powerful magic damage. There's really nothing that these can't do, and we have powerful dual techs between all 3 of them that are going to be helpful in the upcoming fight. Everyone was in the running at some point, and this is just what felt the most right to me. Chrono is wielding his ultimate weapon, the Rainbow. You know what it does. Guardian Helm. The single attack that I think is the absolute worst to get hit by is physical based. This reduces all physical damage by 1/3. The White Vest to absorb 50% of light damage. I consider light the most dangerous magical element we'll be dealing with, and that's why I have that equipped. The Wrath Band is an invaluable effect and is going to be getting triggered a lot. I'd recommend having this over pretty much any accessory on whoever your strongest physical attacker is. Luca is using the Wonder Shot, her ultimate weapon. Does random damage, is more often a good thing than not. Prismatic Helm for status immunity. I don't have any status immunity on Chrono, just simply out of there not being much room for it, but you should have status immunity on at least one person and make them the designated healer for any sort of status ailment. Again, Panaceas are fantastic. Taban's suit gives her more speed, gives her resistance to fire, giving another magical resistance to the party. And the Prism Spectacles increasing her regular attack damage and her unreal magic output. Marl has the Valkyrie Bow. Her ultimate weapon does not have any additional effect, though. The Haste Helm, making it so that she'll get turns more often. The White Plate, which absorbs light damage. I definitely want that on at least somebody. And the Speed Ring, just to make it so she can keep up with Chrono a lot, as we're going to be doing dual techs between the 2 of them. Nothing left to do but fight. Lavos. This is the real thing? No words exchanged, just fight. Similar to Zeal, Lavos consists of 3 parts, a right arm, a left arm, and a head. The head must fall for the whole thing to go down. We're gonna start off by healing, just so that we don't have to worry about it in a moment and can just feel good about doing lots and lots of damage. Now, it's very similar to Queen Zeal. Its influence was even stronger than... Wow, even she realized took out Marl that fast. We gotta heal up and right now, because I can't chance Marl being down. The healer goes down, and there's just nothing else to it. The right arm is a healer, is able to inflict stop, and has the lowest amount of HP. I think you know which part makes sense to go after first. Left arm is the exact same attacks, just with more health. And we don't use any Athenian water here, no. We got 2 that are better rezzing skills than that. The arms have to go down first, as the head has near perfect defenses right now, and that goes down once the arms do. Sure, we'll do a Luminaire. Why the heck not? And why not also Antipode Bomb 3? I've learned to love this tech, and so I shall. So much damage on Chrono, a lot more so than the others. Okay, we get it. You're really good at killing Chrono. You don't have to keep showing off. With any luck, we might actually take out the right arm this cycle with how much damage we get in. That thing is so awesome. Aside from that, the head is a powerful magical attacker. Okay, reviving the body, don't need to worry right now. I'm actually using Cure 2 right here, just because I think it might make a slight difference. What have I become, man? Not following my own advice any longer. Okay, well, it was still good. Head is a powerful magical attacker, can use Fire 2, can use Lightning 2, and it also has a chance of inflicting statuses no matter what. This is why I didn't put a lot of stock into debuff immunity like I usually do, because, yeah, Lavos has that unique trait to him. I could say that it's bad, but if anyone can do it, I wholeheartedly believe that it's Lavos. We'll do another Antipode Bomb 3, because that did a lot of damage to the head as well. I didn't even see what I selected on Chrono right there. Even if this isn't hitting multiple targets, it'll still be damn good damage to one. Or not. Okay. Good magical resistance, duly noted. As well as good physical okay. I guess it didn't register the hands being defeated quite yet. Oh, Dark Will, there it is. Right on cue. Once both hands go down, he always does this tech, which has a chance of inflicting statuses on the entire party, just to confuse. That is your cue that his defenses have been dropped from losing his arms. I could heal off this confusion. He's gonna do a magic spell that'll hit the whole party in a second. It'll bop us on the head and give us the wake-up call that we need. No sense doing that. Might as well just wail on him while his defenses are down. Umbral Embrace, there it is. That's the attack I'm least worried about, and he tends to do it when he's low on health. That inflicts poison. And an Ice Sword 2, as well as a Megaton Bomb. Should be pretty good. Counterattack? It's gotta feel so satisfying just hopping onto his chest and then smacking him in the face over and over again. Can't imagine a better feeling, and here he gets to do what he can. You're welcome, Chrono. Now that we know what we're up against, I want you to hear this track. It's called World Revolution, and it's one of my favorites. Because of course it is! It's the finale! Dark Flame's Embrace is his most powerful attack, and oh man, he did unto us what he did to the world. We'll do that. He's raising his attack power now because he's been alone for a while. This fight is allowed to go on too long. He does power himself up. Maybe a high potion on Marl. And then, Luca, you can just do a powerful magical attack because it's sort of your thing. $2,000 damage, still not gone. I'd expect no less. He makes you earn it. This is no pushover, and even with going out for all those capsules, all those side quests being optimally leveled, it's still possible to lose this. Being honest with you, this is a repeat attempt right here. I'd like to show you stuff from my other attempts, but of course I'm not going to do that right now. But if you're not expecting a lot of things, he hits for a lot of damage. I mean, heck, he hit 800 damage right there a little bit ago, and you can only have a maximum of 999. Just what else are you going to do? As there's no time like the present, I want to tell you about some thought-provoking things dealing with Lavos. Lavos might not even be evil at all, and is just an animal acting on its instinct and surviving, following its life cycle, and the planet's life force is essentially its natural prey. We don't know. That doesn't require malicious intent, and I think I'm happier not knowing which way it is. I always get so worried whenever that happens. Okay, at least it's not that bad. It never seems to do as much damage when it's on one of us, presumably because we got more defenses. There's that. Now I understand. It lives on a planet for as long as possible, selecting the most desirable life forms, allowing them to advance, and then harvesting their DNA. The young it gave birth to on Death Peak must have all of that DNA. Eventually, they'll migrate to other planets and repeat the cycle. This thing is the reason we're all here? It's a parasite, sleeping within the Earth all this time, stealing all our progress. This planet is our home. Lean's, Doan's, everyone's. And we're taking it back. Impossible. You can't toy with an entire world and think I'll let you get away with it. This is it, Lavos Core. First off, gonna use a Mega Elixir. It's the final battle, no reason not to use them. The center bit just used Temporal Shift. It is dragging us through time as this battle is going on. And I can think of no better way for everything to have led up to something like this, that the time travel itself is the final battle. The left bit is a parasite, stealing your MP and using it to perform healing techs on Lavos himself. Marl, you can start off by using haste on the entire party so we can get our speed up. We want Chrono effectively having 32. Diabolic Whisper is a random status ailment on the entire party. And just use stop on Chrono. That's bad. That was about the worst thing I could have had happening at the beginning of the fight. Come on, don't do me like this now. Unfortunately, unlike Confused, I can't just get bopped on the head to stop it. So, Panacea time, I bought him for a reason. They're at the bottom of the list, I think. God, now when you're nervous and the pressure is on, you always fumble through menus, or at least I do. I'll do a Lapis. I just want to be very, very careful here. Stay at full health. Don't let it do anything. In 600 AD, it gains the ability Demon Star. Similar to Magus's lineage, it halves all of our HP. It was kind of Queen Zeal's thing and all. Mega Elixirs should just be your go-to answer to any kind of trouble. It's the final battle. What else are you going to use them for? They're triggered a counterattack out of Chrono. Temporal Shift is an attack that does not do any actual damage but can still bait counterattacks. That's why I wanted that in our strongest physical attacker. All coming together now. We're all fully healed. Let's get at it again. The left bit has perfect magical immunities. In fact, it'll even absorb magic damage, which is why I'm not going for magic on the entire enemy party right now. And I'm being very careful letting Chrono do his physical attacks. Now that it's down, we should have no problem at all. Luca do a Megaton Bomb on the center. We've moved to 2300 AD, which is the simplest of them all, just powerful magic. The right bit is the least dangerous, barely hitting for any damage and having perfect resistances to everything, so that's why I haven't attacked it yet. Now it's lowered its defenses in order to start resurrecting the left bit. Whenever this happens, wail on it as much as possible. Don't wait on it, just go, go, go. Its defenses will not sit. Oh god, Dream Reaver. Oh no. We are just gonna have a Mega Elixir at the ready. After I just said that, I'm aborting the mission. I'm not letting it keep our HP low. I don't even care that I need that much MP. I just want the full HP heal on everyone, and we can't do that with our techs that easily. At least we got a counter off. Antipode Bomb 3 should be pretty good, though, even if it's not our Delta Force. Wailing on the right bit whenever possible is the prime objective. You want the healer gone after all. 4,400 damage seems beautiful. Its defense is still down. It will tell you when the defenses go back up, so don't worry about not attacking it at the right time or anything. It'll just simply tell you. We'll do Delta Force once. How fitting this finally gets to look cool with how we're all standing right here at the end. And I'm short of breath right now. This is such a good final boss. I love this. We've taken out the humanoid in the center just as it was temporal shifting, and it didn't seem to do anything. This fight is a ruse. The center performing all these temporal shifts is merely a guardian. It's the one on the right that's Lavos itself. It's the one that's resurrecting them all, and it's the one that must be taken down for the others to fall. Its HP still hasn't gone back up, so I think maybe Antipode Bomb 3 just to get in a little more damage, and Chrono, you could just do a single tech. We'll do Frenzy on the left bit just to make it so it's not all that dangerous. And I like this, how just that little thing is what Lavos really was all this time. On the inside, it's very small, and it just simply has a guard and a healer helping it out, keeping it alive. With the center back and us being in 12,000 BC, it has the possibility of inflicting slowness. This battle theme, I need to let you hear it. It'd be a crime if I didn't, so here you go. The thing I love about this song most is that the first time I heard Lavos' roar worked into the music itself, it actually scared me. It startled me. I wasn't expecting something like that, and it's utterly brilliant. Luke is low on MP, so is Chrono. Might as well heal up while we have this under our control. We'll go for an Antipode Bomb 3, and Chrono can just follow up with his physical attacks over and over again to get in lots of damage on this. There's one other reason why I'm taking them out in the order I am, because if you take out the center, as dangerous as the center is traveling through time and changing its abilities constantly, and you saw how good its magic was when we went to the future, the left core will start attacking more often and doing counters if you take out the middle first, and that's mainly what I'm trying to avoid. If you attack the center first, just get it weak so you can knock it out if it goes to a dangerous time period. And something I find creepy is when it comes back here, look at this. It's like happy to see you. It's like, what's up? I'm back. Miss me? It's like it finds all this fun. I might not be happy to see you, but I am happy to see the defense lowered by use of Resurrect. That's it. There's one time period we never saw, 65 million BC. If he goes there, it's a physical attack on the entire party that can hit into the 900s. That's why I brought the Guardian help. Chrono. 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 You, wake up. Get your wretched body out of bed. Your stay of execution has been withdrawn. You will accompany us to the castle now, where we will carry out your sentence. We've been searching high and low for you, Chrono. Where did you take my daughter? Daddy, no! Chrono hasn't done a thing. My daughter says Chrono has done nothing. What do you think of that, Chancellor? If I may speak freely, Your Grace, I think your daughter is clearly delusional. Chrono's deeds have impacted the entire kingdom. The Chancellor, too? What's the matter with you? Please just listen to me. There's a reason I've been gone. You see, we had to... Save the future? What? You saved the future and taught us what it is to have hope. You defeated Magus' troops and restored peace to the realm in the year 600. Chrono beat Reptites! What's going on? Why are you all here? Luca, you brought them here, didn't you? You undertook quite a daunting mission. These past and future members of our line told me about it. Members of our line? You mean these people are all my ancestors and descendants? Here I was fussing about rules when you were off protecting our kingdom and the life of the entire planet. I believe a victory parade is in order. Tonight we celebrate you, the hero who saved the world. Now, Nadia, why don't you go and enjoy the last night of the fair? Come along with Chrono, our hero. Come along with Princess Nadia, home safe at last. May Guardia prosper for another 1,000 years. Let the Moonlight Parade begin! I've said it once, I'll say it again. Why is this type of ending not more common? This is fantastic. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, you think so too? Being able to walk around the world, see all that you impacted for everyone, and just talk to everyone one last time. It's a type of ending that can only be done in video games. It's so effective at making you feel like you accomplished so much for everyone, even the minor people that you haven't thought about in a while. I don't suspect there'll be much need for weapons anymore. My days as a smith might be at an end. But looking up at that beautiful sky, it's hard to be worried about something like that. You've earned the retirement. You've been through so much. Also, getting to play as Marl is a nice touch. So, Laura and Taban. Nothing better than a toast under the stars. Chrono, have a sip. You're the hero today. Honey, don't just be a sack of potatoes. Dance with me. Oh, Chrono. King says you saved the future. To think, my daughter's own best friend. Wait till I tell my friends. She won't be here if you did not save her legs. It's one of the changes. There are minor changes to various endings, that being one of them. Some others are Magus being present, Glenn being turned back into a human. I've been over these before, but they're just simple sprite changes and not necessarily alternate timelines. I can't believe it. They say you saved the world, but still, I do wish you would spend a little more time around the house. It's terribly troublesome having no one around to look after the pets. All she can think about in a time like this, she's really an overworked mom and she is the real hero. Nothing to say from you, you're just singing of all these exploits, okay. Well, we'll go, oh no, we can't go over this way. Can't hear the Gato song one last time. I guess it's not perfect and we can't talk to everyone. It's not quite as free as a certain other ending that I have praised to no end that took an hour to go through, but it's still pretty good. Well, everyone, this is it. The time of parting is upon us at last. The gate is growing weak now that Lavos is gone. We've got to say our goodbyes before the gate closes for good. You're all leaving? Chrono strong. Marl strong too. Ayla, have fun. You're my distant ancestor, so you'd better have strong, healthy kids or I'll be in trouble. No worry. Ayla, much energy. Yeah, she does. Wait, what did you mean by that? Kino dumb! Ayla, go now! Innuendos. Exuberant folk, and to think we may all have descended from them. Well, Your Majesty, Queen Lena waits. We too should take our leave. Glenn. I've always felt farewells were best kept brief. You're right. Who needs words? Aw, you know it's a happy ending when the princess kisses the frog. So, you're going to search for Shala? Luca, I will keep working hard in the future. What's wrong, Luca? Aren't you going to say goodbye to Robo? So you realized. Realized what? Robo was born in a bleak future. When we defeated Lavos, we changed history. The world will never be ruined now. Robo may not exist in the new future. Do not be ridiculous. The new future will certainly have a place for me. Darn it, Robo, don't pretend you don't care when you're really sad. It just makes things worse. You are the one who taught me to consider the feelings of others in that manner, Luca. I am grateful for that. Don't cry, Luca. I'm sure Robo will still be built in the new future. Goodbye. Caution, oil has occluded my vision sensors. Sight diminished. Do you remember that talk we had? You mean about whether our lives flash by before we die? Yeah. I get the feeling that Entity is finally at rest too. Yes, I feel it too. It's awfully easy to mess things up traveling through time. We should probably dismantle the Epic, shouldn't we? We'd never be able to see any of the others again, though. You naughty thing, come back here! See, Chrono, pets run away when you don't feed them. Hey, come back here! Oh no, Chrono, that gate will never open again! Well, looks like we have no choice but to go after them. Go after them, but the gate's already... Luca, you don't mean... We still have a time machine! Oh, there you are, Princess. His Grace is looking for you. I'm happy, you know. There's no reason for you to be running off anymore. I have a gift for you, Nadia, to commemorate this day. This is Nadia's bell. It will ring out across the land. Pretty, isn't it? Nadia, could you Where did everyone go? Could somebody please lend me a hand? thanks for the gift, but I have places to be. Phew, made it just in time. Shall I fire off a few? No, Taban, not now. Actually, I could really use your... That's Chrono Trigger. Without a doubt, one of my favorite games, and I think it's clear to see why it's still so fondly remembered today. Hasn't aged one bit, still fun to play, excellent music, great visual style, loads of personality. It's not overly serious for what it is. It's got loads of fun jokes in it. It has everything. It doesn't waste your time with filler. Every area has so much plot importance, so much to it, and they make sure that the story is always moving forward. Every timeline ties into the main story in some meaningful way, and it really shows just how much they felt that. Even the side quests being important to all the party members and there being no more than there need to be. How often do RPGs do that? And all without needing to grind up for really any point of the game. It's just a joy from beginning to end with very few exceptions. With all that done, I can honestly say that this is some of the most fun I've had recording in the last year. But we're not quite done yet. I did say that there was more content added in the DS version, and we'd be taking that on after we finish the main quest, and well, here we are. That's going to take a little while, and we'll definitely be seeing all that that has to offer. At the end of all this, I have a lot of people I need to thank. There's the staff of Chrono Compendium for supplying me with a lot of little-known information, including some that I hadn't found published anywhere else. Specifically Moron, one of the forum veterans, who I talked with at length about this, and they told me about all sorts of things that I wasn't even remotely aware of. I also want to thank Clyde Mandolin for supplying translations of Japanese media that I'd been quoting throughout this. Some interviews, some various points that weren't really known outside of Japan. He aided me with that a lot. I'd like to thank Motion Dan for helping with the editing when alternate timelines were introduced. He's responsible for some of the visuals in that. I want to thank Sab Irene for making the song that went along with it, as well as helping me come to some decisions. She was the one who pushed me in the direction of using the original party, so I thank you for that. That was giving me more trouble than I thought it would. I want to thank Nintendo Capri Sun for encouraging me to play this again last year. He really, his enthusiasm for it was contagious, and it meant a lot to me in getting me to play it again and just seeing how much I loved it again. I want to thank Maryland for watching every single one of these videos before they went out and correcting me on some things so that the information could be as accurate as possible. And I want to thank you for watching. I really hope that I have swayed you to check this out for yourself, because I can't think of too many classic games as deserving as this one. It's not long. A standard playthrough is 15 hours, 100%, maybe 17 or 18. And I would say it's best enjoyed across multiple playthroughs, and I just gave you your first one. And I know a lot of people talk about how any other attempts at a further Chrono game didn't really go anywhere, or that they didn't resonate as much with audiences as the first did. But this is one case where it's so timeless and so replayable that I think it's important to just be happy that it got to happen once, even if it never does again. It's had a better fate than a lot of classics that had difficult times making it into franchises. As much as Sakaguchi said that he wanted this to be a franchise over the years, and how he lamented it never being one, at least it's accessible, been re-released many times, and it's gotten good treatments in most of those re-releases. This song is called The Faraway Times, and is an example of how Yasunori Mitsuda, when composing this score, he didn't use traditional music composition rules. Rather than going through the modes and doing everything the way you're supposed to, he based a lot of it on his dreams. Chrono Trigger was known internally as the Dream Project, as it had so many people responsible for the hits at Squaresoft working on it together. It is the third and final song today that I'll be giving you a recommendation on. See you back here next time for the post-game, and then again after that for a long-awaited continuation. See you guys then.
not gazing into your nipples, it burns!